Alrighty, let's connect it up, guys. Coming at you December 5th, 2021. Man, we're going to talk about some Walking Dead universe stuff here, so we'll just wait for it to connect before we get going. But hopefully you're safe and sound and secure and everything is good where you're at. It's crazy that it's the end of the year coming up upon us very quickly, and it is December 5th. So if you guys don't know, I've done a kind of a traditional thing the past couple, I guess last year. I don't know when I actually started it, but I did the whole Santa hat for the live streams every live stream in December. So December is going to be the big thing that we'll be talking about The Walking Dead until we'll be talking about it no matter what. But if you want to have any other topics, that's always good. But The Walking Dead universe, there's nothing on AMC Plus today, so I did not watch anything. Talking Dead is tonight. We'll get into that. If you're an AMC watcher, you're going to be able to watch, finally, the series finale of The World Beyond and the mid-season finale for Season 7 of Fear the Walking Dead. So I always put the spoiler warning out there, but spoiler warning for all things Walking Dead. Hopefully you've seen the videos that we've posted recently about different theories, topics, speculation, ideas, Andy Lincoln in New York. So a bunch of that stuff. So spoiler warning, we're going to talk about a bunch of things. There's nothing to talk about in the last half hour. So if you're not up to date of The Walking Dead, probably going to find out. So spoiler warning again, one more time, spoiler warning, and it says in the title too. So finally, after today, everyone want to be caught up, which is good because I can't count how many times people have come to the channel and posted comments about spoilers and worried about this and worried about that. It's like if you're worried about spoilers, don't go on social media and don't go on YouTube. Like there's nothing there that's, I guess you could unfollow channels and they could still pop up in your suggested or recommended videos. But I always try to not put too much in the thumbnails. I did that way back when, Season 6, Season 7, and try to avoid that because people watch it. But ultimately, hopefully you guys know by now stuff about Alicia on Fear the Walking Dead. The Walking Dead World Beyond post-credit scene. And that's really it. The Walking Dead Season 11, I believe, is on break. I don't know when they're coming back to be filming. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know when they're coming back just yet, but Talking Dead is on tonight, and Gimple has been pushing the envelope of posting stuff on Twitter because it's what he's trying to make us watch AMC and Talking Dead. And it's kind of interesting, but we get it, why Talking Dead wasn't on really any of the episodes of Fear the Walking Dead or World Beyond, except for last week. Maybe the first premiere episodes, they might have been back, but I know that last week they were there. And then this week is Talking Dead, and it's for the finale of everything. So the big news is that, as you see from the thumbnail, that Lenny James Morgan, Pollyanna McIntosh Jadis, Ian Goldberg, one of the showrunners for Fear the Walking Dead, and Matt Negretti, the showrunner for World Beyond, is going to be on tonight, and then a surprise guest member. So a surprise guest member could be anybody in the Walking Dead universe. Could be Daryl, could be Carol, could be Rick, could be Alicia, could be Strand, could be whatever they want. They could do whatever they want for it. Now, that being said, they also said there's going to be a huge announcement. Now, when you say huge announcement, I immediately go to Rick because we haven't heard anything about Rick Grimes. Anything about Rick Grimes since the little teaser, super short teaser trailer of the helicopter going to a cityscape that I believe is Philadelphia. I've been saying that for years now, and it's been years since Rick went away. COVID happened. The ending of the Walking Dead show is happening. So much stuff has been going on, and people are saying that they don't have a showrunner, they don't have a producer, they don't have a writer, they don't have the script done, they don't have a cast, they don't have a this, they don't have a that, they don't have anything, right? So, Rob K says, the special guest will be Alicia's arm. So, again, spoiler warning, guys. We're going to be talking about spoilers and the stuff. There's no last half hour to talk about it because there's nothing to talk about in the last half hour besides talk about the whole hour. So, last week on AMC Plus and this week on AMC on Fear the Walking Dead Season 7, Episode 8, we get a deeper look into Alicia Clark, where she was in the bunker, Will, Teddy's people, And again, spoiler warning one last time, Alicia gets bit in the arm. And it's a really stupid thing that's happened. Alicia should know better what to do. And the fact that she wants to follow this Senator Walker because he's going to lead her to Padre is some of the stupidest things I've ever seen in the Walking Dead universe. It makes no sense to ever think that a Walker has a past and a memory and can think of anything, let alone take you to a location that you're hoping to find. Right? And that's what Alicia's doing in the tunnel, and it's just so stupid. And then she gets bit and then saved, and then she's still alive so many months later that she's still alive. It just doesn't make sense. So no, One Eye Santa. No, that's a good one though. Alexander Romero says asks Q&A, you think there a chance the news could be Michonne coming back for season 11? Personally, that's the only non-Rick news I can be excited for. So I have to say possibly, because we just don't know. I don't like, and also what Gimple said in there is that it's been a long time coming if you follow the Walking Dead universe. So to me, it could be Morgan coming back to the Walking Dead. Fear the Walking Dead gets absolved with the Walking Dead. They become together where they just reunite with so many people, and Fear the Walking Dead is the main show now because it's going to be the main show because World Beyond is done, The Walking Dead will be done, and Fear the Walking Dead, if and probably when we get a season 8, that's the main show now. The Walking Dead is over. The Carol and Daryl show is a spinoff, which is kind of weird that Carol and Daryl will be the spinoff, not on the main show anymore. Morgan, who left The Walking Dead for Fear the Walking Dead, is going to be, if they consider it, the main show. Now, there's been rumors that they're going to start filming in Savannah, Georgia at a studio there, but they're supposedly still building it. So if they're still building the studio, they have to run power, electric, everything, how you build something, let alone sound stages in this. Is it a small stage unit? Is it there multiple, it's just it's a big undertaking, I would assume. And it's probably going to take months to really do that. And maybe it'll be done if they're going to start filming next summer or when they're going to start filming, if they're going to come to Georgia. And I would assume they're going to come to Georgia because of the tax breaks. I don't know why they wouldn't film in AMC Studios or whatever they call the studios. So, I don't know. Paul C says, hey, Bri, from the UK. Hello. Hey, how we doing? So the other big news is that Andrew Lincoln was in New York 3 days ago at the New York Knicks game. So why is that big news? Because he's in the United States. He's not in Georgia. He's in New York. And all this stuff about travel bans and all this, pardon my French, crap, it's crap. Because people have been traveling all over the world for a while now. People are acting like Andrew Lincoln couldn't travel. He was in Australia, he was in Canada, he was in Barbados, and now he's in New York. That's all we know about. He could have traveled all over the place, right? So the fact that he's in New York is pretty cool. Didn't see him with anybody else. He's sitting there, I guess it was courtside, with the green hat on. And was Norman Reedus with him? Was his wife with him? Was anybody there that we saw? No, we didn't see anybody there too. So it's definitely something that he's in the United States. Is he going to see Rockefeller Center and the tree with his family? Maybe. Maybe he's on holiday and vacation, which could be. But the fact is that he's in the United States, which is always good. Will he come to Georgia? Maybe. Will he be on Talking Dead? Maybe. So I'm not sure. Reagan says, when is Talking Dead out? If they're going to go on the AMC broadcast, it's 10 o'clock tonight, I'm guessing. I don't even know because I'm not even going to watch it because I got work tomorrow. I got to get up early and go. I'll find out tomorrow, or I'll probably find out. I'll probably find out tomorrow morning when it's spreading like wildfire. Like the news, oh man, they're going to do this. It's going to be, and to be honest, I don't want the news to be anything stupid. If you build it up and say it's a huge announcement, it needs to be a huge announcement. And the only thing you think of a huge announcement is Rick related. The movies, he's coming back. But then Gimple said it's not Rick related, that it's not about Rick Grimes. Well, if it's not about Rick Grimes, what's the huge announcement? Fear the Walking Dead is going to be the main show, and people are going to come from The Walking Dead to Fear the Walking Dead. That's pretty big. But if it's about Rick's brother, if it's going to be The Walking Dead France, if it's going to be The Walking Dead Europe, I don't care about any of that. I really don't care about any of that too. So I know that the idea is build up, hype, go watch Talking Dead, get the ratings up, and see what it is. But if it's about Michonne, that would be kind of a cool thing. I don't know if it's a huge announcement, but it's all relative, right? It's all your perspective of what's a huge announcement. They better not talk about Dead in the Water, the Carol and Daryl show. Are we going to get another season of The Walking Dead? Season 11, season 12 of The Walking Dead? Like it's not ending? I don't know. That would be a pretty big announcement if they're extending this season of The Walking Dead. Or if Fear the Walking Dead is going to have people from The Walking Dead on it. That's kind of a big deal. But again, it's a matter of perspective. What's a huge announcement? I'm sure no matter what it is, like that's, well, unless it's really minimal news, right? Who cares? Who cares? And it's kind of cool that we can wait and find out. But the fact of it is, like, it needs to be something big. It needs to be a big time news thing. So, I don't know what do you think it is though? Like, what do you guys think it is? What do you think would be the huge news? And if it's not something Rick related, Michonne related, Walking Dead franchise related, like I don't want a third season of The World Beyond. I kind of do, but I don't. I would like to. I would like to see that, but I don't need that to be the huge news. Like that could be news, but it doesn't have to be the huge news. We'll have to see. Yeah, I don't know. Like spin-off stuff is cool and in theory, but I think it's going to fall flat. I think they're just going to set themselves up for failure, no matter what the huge news is in their mind. The huge news. But again, it's going to make us watch and make us tune in. But if you have, Fear the Walking Dead and World Beyond on tonight, then who cares? Or, it's going to be on later. So Fear the Walking Dead, World Beyond, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, is AMC Talking Dead is going to be on 11 o'clock at night? Who's going to watch that? I'm not. So we'll see. We'll see what it is. I'll have to check it out tomorrow, then make a couple of videos on it. But we'll see. Again, I would love for them to announce that. I hope they have multiple announcements. And even if the announcement is not about Rick related, Chris Hardwick needs to ask somebody. Well, because Gimple's not there. So he can't ask Gimple. Unless it's pre-recorded interview, because Matt Negretti, Ian Goldberg are the showrunners for World Beyond and Fear the Walking Dead. They have nothing to do with the Rick movies, I'm guessing, unless Matt Negretti is taking over, being a producer or director or something for The Walking Dead too. So, Fear the Walking Dead comes back next year. We don't know. Season 7, episode 8 is the mid-season finale, so there is no new episode on that. But yeah, so ultimately, The Walking Dead is on break for filming until next year. World Beyond is done, and Fear the Walking Dead is done. Well, they'll be done tonight. And then everybody can watch stuff on there because they'll be all caught up. So Walking Dead returns February 20th on AMC, and then the 13th, I'm guessing a week earlier if they continue that on AMC+. So next week will be, the 12th? And then, so we're basically, 2 months out from next week's live stream, just about, a little off, but just close enough. So we're about 2 months out from next week's live stream for AMC Plus members if they do it on the 13th of February. And that's a long time. That is a super long time. So I hope we get a trailer. I hope we get I hope we get a special, not a holiday special. I hope we get something related to The Walking Dead Season 11, like another trailer and also like a preview special. I hope we get the trailer this month, the preview special next month, and then, back in February. Comes back in February, which is cool. So other than that, guys, there's no Walking Dead stuff to watch. So I'm not sure, what you guys have been watching. But my wife and I have been watching some older stuff. We watched The Outsiders on HBO Max. It was the director edition or the complete, like the book edition or something. Like it was an extra long edition or version of it by Francis Ford Coppola. He was the director of it. And I never saw the entire movie. I've seen segments of it and parts of it. And it's a pretty good movie. I mean, it's an older book, so it's kind of outdated, but it's cool. It's really great how many people are in that movie, The Outsiders. Then we watched The Warriors, which is like the gangs in New York in the 70s. And then we recently just watched the first Matrix movie because my wife never watched that entirely, and we watched it Friday. And to me, it still holds up. It looks really good. The story's captivating. And my wife has not seen, 2 and 3, Reloaded and whatever, the whatever it is. Because the next, on December 22nd, the 4th Matrix movie comes out. So we're watching the Matrix stuff to get ready for it. And I'm excited for the Matrix movie. I really am, because I love the first movie. But after watching the first movie, the second and third movies, they took it in a weird tangent, and they have their moments, but overall they suck. And the first movie is just so good that I don't know if they planned on making a second and a third, and the way it ends with Neo flying in the sky leaves it open-ended, but you're like, that would have been a great ending. But it's a huge money-making franchise, and it did whatever, and I'm super excited for the 4th movie, and I hope it's really good too. So I know everybody's talking about Spider-Man No Way Home, and I really don't care about that movie at all. Like, I know I like Marvel movies and I like Spider-Man, but I don't care. Speaking of Spider-Man, hopefully you guys are, if you play Fortnite, if you don't, that's all right too. But I know that it's having some problems right now on Epic. I tried to load it a couple hours ago on my PlayStation 4, and I updated it, it loaded it up, it copied it over, and then it's still struggling to play. You can't log into a game and play a match. But it looks really cool, and if you follow Fortnite, hopefully you saw the end game thing or the Chapter 2 ended on Saturday. And I'm still waiting to play it on Tuesday, but then some people thought you could play it today. The Rock stuff on there too, and if you do play Fortnite, and maybe you got the Rick, Michonne, or Daryl skins, it's pretty cool too. So, but it was definitely something to watch. Like if you've never seen The Matrix, definitely should go check it out. But it was cool to see, because I like a lot of those casts too. Like I like Keanu Reeves, Lawrence Fishburne, and even the secondary smaller characters. They do a good job. The casting is really good, and it's crazy to think that Neo, Keanu Reeves, was supposed to be Will Smith, and Val Kilmer was supposed to be Morpheus. That changes the dynamic at all. Like I cannot see Morpheus as Lawrence. I cannot not see Lawrence Fishburne as Morpheus and Keanu Reeves as Neo. And it's like crazy. And Trinity, I mean, it's just crazy to see what it would have been totally different. And I'm glad it ended up the way they did, because I think all the performances are pretty amazing too. So, yeah, I'm super excited for stuff to come out. It's going to hold us over with The Walking Dead on break after today. Stranger Things, I watched the trailer. I don't even know when that's coming out. Some people think the spring. I know some people were asking about it here in the chat. But Cobra Kai comes back at the end of the year. The Book of Boba Fett, which looks amazing, comes out at the end of the year too. We're still watching, I don't know if you have Disney Plus, but we're watching, what's up, Tommy Griffin Jr.? Hawkeye on Disney Plus. I like Hawkeye. I think, Jeremy Renner does a great job. Haley Steinfeld does a great job. And I think it's a good, interesting story. I would assume it's 6 episodes, because it makes sense for it to be, it's 6 days before Christmas, and that takes us right before the Wednesday before Christmas. So I would assume it's 6 episodes. I don't know the total run count of episodes, but it just makes sense when they posted it to have 6 episodes. And it's pretty cool to see. I mean, they definitely film a lot in Georgia. It's pretty cool to see this, the streets, and I stayed at some of the hotels right there, so I know right where they're filming and where The Walking Dead and stuff filmed. And then they go to New York and then back to Georgia. You can see the differences when they're filming stuff, but I've liked it too. So Xmas Girl asks, have you watched Yellowstone? That's pretty funny, because my wife is watching Yellowstone. Like, we watch it on Peacock, and we tried it. We watched the first episode, and spoiler warning, minimal spoiler warning. The beginning of the series starts with they have to put down a horse, because I believe the horse is injured. And I was like, nope, done, not for me, and stopped watching it. And then I was at work. My wife was off from work, and she tried to watch something that I really don't have any interest in because we watch shows together. So it's kind of tough. When you watch a show with somebody, you don't want to watch an episode ahead of them or anything. So she was watching Yellowstone, and she actually enjoys it. She's on episode 1 or season 1, episode 4, I believe now, and she likes it. She said, I'll like it if I can get past the part where they kill the horse. And I was like, we'll see. I'm not a big Western person kind of thing, but people like it. I know some people enjoy it too. I've not seen it, but that's just funny that you brought that up too. So, but Hawkeye is definitely worth watching, and Book of Boba Fett I'm excited for because Boba Fett's finally getting more of a story, which is cool. And I don't know of any other way besides Disney that really could have done justice to, Star Wars. Now, yeah, episode 7, 8, and 9 are not the greatest. Episode 7 is good, even though it's a rehashed episode 4. Episode 8 is not that good at all. It's probably the worst. It's probably the worst movie out of all the series. And then episode 9 gets it back on track, but the damage was done too. So, but overall, hopefully you guys are being safe out there. With the Omicron variant and this and traveling, it's definitely something that I'm excited to get my life back to normal, but I just don't know when it's going to be normal after this stuff. I just don't know what's the end game for the COVID. It's just crazy. Like, it's always more and more stuff and other things, now this and that, and it's just like, it's something like, when is this ever going to go away? Will it ever go away? I don't know. I really don't know. Rob K asks, have you seen Ghostbusters Afterlife? I have not. I do want to see that movie, especially because it looks like it's back on track like the original Ghostbusters, even though they're like kids and Paul Rudd's in it. And, I've seen the clips and the trailer and the little marshmallow men. The one guy bites Paul Rudd, but it's like, how's he bite him? Marshmallow men don't have teeth. What's he bite him with, right? But we see Ecto 1 and stuff, and it's kind of cool. And I believe, I have not seen it, but I believe 3 of the 4 original Ghostbusters, because, Harold Ramis died. He can't be in it. I believe they're in the movie. Somehow, some way they're in it, which is always good because I grew up watching the Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters 1 and 2, I know I definitely saw Ghostbusters 2 in the movie theater, and I definitely saw that. But, yeah, I have not seen it yet. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I saw Venom, the Carnage movie. That just wasn't really good at all. I don't know what they were thinking. Definitely think that it could have been done in a different way. But if you liked the first Venom movie, it carries over somewhat. And again, that's another movie filmed in Georgia. But man, I can't really remember like any great movies that I've seen. I've seen this movie. Speaking of the Walking Dead cast, well, there's 2 movies that I've seen with the Walking Dead cast. I told you last time that I watched the movie King Richard, about Venus and Serena's dad, Richard Williams. John Bernthal, who played Shane, is in that. He's a totally different character. John Bernthal is, I like him. I like the person. I like the actor, and, had to meet him a couple times, and he's just a really cool guy, and it makes me like the actor even more. So he's in King Richard. I've never seen that. And also, we watched this movie, which is terrible, by the way. Do not watch this movie if you're looking for a good movie. It's called The Humans, and Steven Yeun is in it. He is, the boyfriend of one of the daughters of the, it's a weird movie. And Amy Schumer's in it. The dad from Step Brothers is in it. Steven Yeun's in it. And it's just a weird movie. It's just, I don't even know what it's about. It's about Thanksgiving and them being together, and it's about people. And it's just a weird, I don't know if it's trying to be like existential or something, but it's not good. It's not a good movie, but it's called The Human. Steven Yeun is in it. So I was like, hey, I'll watch it, right? Like, I don't know about you guys, but every time you watch something, you're like, oh, that's Shane, or hey, that's Glenn, or hey, that's Rick, or hey, that's so-and-so. So it's definitely something that I'm excited to see when I see a Walking Dead cast member in it. And I like Steven Yeun. We share the same birthday, and I've never had a chance to meet Steven. I would have loved to have met him. That's 2 people I would have loved to have met. Steven Yeun and Andrew Lincoln. Never had the opportunity. Lindsay Robb says The Humans looks very slow. I'll still watch it though. I like those type of movies. It's a weird movie. Like I don't even know how to explain it. Like it's it's a family dynamic around the holiday. It takes place on Thanksgiving, and it's an apartment in New York, and it's just weird, right? Too. So Omar's asking over and over again, what time The Walking Dead going to show in USA? I have no idea. Probably 11 o'clock. Go on your DVR and go check it out too. So I don't know. Definitely check it out on whatever provider you have. AMC later on tonight. I'm not going to watch it, but I'm thinking that a lot of people, it's going to spread like wildfire as soon as they have. It's going to be on comicbook.com and social media and Facebook and everything on there too. It would be really cool if it came on early on AMC Plus, but I think they want people to watch on AMC, which is kind of smart, you know. AMC is a company that, is trying to make money, and so they want you to watch for the big news. But you don't have to watch it tonight. You'll just find out Monday morning, because I'm sure it's going to be on every social media platform, Facebook group, Instagram. It's going to be all over the place too. So once we find out, we'll make a video on it, and so we'll see. But one of the big things to me, like I said before, if you just joined, is that Andrew Lincoln was, or hopefully is still, in the United States on, what was that, Wednesday? The 2nd? Well, if today's the 5th, 4th, 3rd. So earlier this week, he was in New York City at a Knicks game. So did he get those seats from AMC? How did he get those seats, right? I doubt he bought the tickets. So I definitely want to see Andrew Lincoln. I want some news about Rick. But Gimple's not there to ask. So does Chris Hardwick ask Negretti, Ian Goldberg, Rick, or Morgan, Jadis? Like, you have to ask the question to Jadis, right? Or Pollyanna about Rick Grimes. Where's he been? What's he doing? Maybe she gives anything. Maybe she gives us some answer, but probably not. And I really hope there's a segment that Gimple comes on, and it's pre-recorded, and he comes on, and he's like, hey guys, I know we're talking about the movies, and it's been a long time, and we've been waiting, and sorry, we're really trying to make it great, and we're working hard on it. But it's crazy to think, like, what is taking them so long? Like, you can film movies. Like, if they don't start filming this next April, I don't get it. Because it would fit that Andrew Lincoln is in the States in December. They will start filming again. They will start filming in April. Because if The Walking Dead main show is January, February, and March, and it's done in March, unless they greenlit a 12th season, which I doubt it, but there too. So, John Rod, the movies aren't happening. 100%, 100. So it must be true because John Rod just said it. So the movies definitely aren't happening, right? So, ultimately, Andrew Lincoln, we want to find out. We want to see him again. Will he return for The Walking Dead season 11? I doubt it, but you never know, right? Omar thinks they will bring Dr. Jenner actor to The Talking Dead. So we could, if the special guest is Dr. Jenner, that's stupid, in my opinion, right? Again, if the special guest, I would assume, I'm guessing that the special guest is Alicia. That's Alicia Clark. It just fits for so many things, especially in the episode 708. After you've seen the episode, it just fits. And Morgan's there so they can talk, and it just fits very well. Pollyanna's there, so that's going to be a hodgepodge of a Talking Dead. So you have Fear the Walking Dead and then World Beyond stuff. Are they all in the studio? Is it going to merge? Like, is there something to it that World Beyond and Fear the Walking Dead merge? Because Fear the Walking Dead has to do a major time jump, like a major time jump. They're years behind The Walking Dead and World Beyond. And so, hopefully you saw the finale of World Beyond. Was World Beyond a mistake? A big letdown? Was it dumb? Was it a waste of time? Was it a bunch of other negative things? Because again, just like Fear the Walking Dead, you could do anything you want to do. Madison. Yeah, Madison's coming back. That would make no sense for any part of it to bring her back on Talking Dead. She has no bearing on the show anymore and hasn't since season 4. But ultimately, what is the future of The Walking Dead after the main show ends? And what's the point of the post-credit scene? Like, what is the point of that? Like, it's really cool to see Dr. Jenner. And he's talking about the variant cohorts and France and just CDC and other medical like, it's just like, it's cool, but it's a post-credit scene of a series finale. Like, it's done now. Unless they go on, like, I don't care about, like a spinoff in Europe. Like, that's not big news in my opinion. Like, it is, but it isn't. Like, will you even care if there's a Walking Dead Europe? Like, does it even matter? Like, they're just trying to stretch it out even more and more and more and more. With new characters yet again, new cast. And then there's always the question, do you think Rick went to France? Did Rick go? Like, yeah, they flew him over there. The Walking Dead European Vacation. Exactly, Negan 1. The Walking Dead European Vacation, just like the National Lampoon's European Vacation. That is by far the worst movie out of the movies, right? We can all agree that European Vacation is way worse than Vacation, Christmas Vacation, and Vegas Vacation. And then the latest one, Vacation with Christina Applegate and the dude from The Office, Ed Helms, right? European Vacation is terrible. It's terrible. It's a terrible movie. It's not even funny. Like, I would never watch that movie after watching it once. Yeah, it's just there's a lot of funny stuff in the comments, but I love Vegas. I love Vegas Vacation, Lindsay. I think Vegas Vacation with Papa Giorgio and just them being crazy and him gambling on there too. I think Vegas Vacation. Like, I like Christmas Vacation. It's leaps and bounds above anything else. And then I almost like Vegas Vacation better than the first Vacation. And then it's like all these other movies. Even I had never even seen the one with Cousin Eddie goes to Hawaii for Christmas Vacation too, but I would put that above European Vacation in my opinion. It was just so bad too. So AMC The Walking Dead one, we want Madison back and Alicia to be okay. Like, what do you want Madison back for? Like, what is Madison going to do? Right? And it's crazy because season 6 of Fear the Walking Dead was really great. And to me, it's an outlier. So is it that they had ghostwriters and people were brought in? Because that's what people said. That was the speculation, the rumors, allegedly, all that stuff. It's never been proven, but that's what people were saying. And season 6 is really good. And season 7 is not really good. It's okay, but it's just all over the place. Like, we have a tower, we have we have a Strand that's trying to be like the governor and Negan, but he's not nearly capable as either of those characters. He's letting people in, not letting people in. We have a sub, nuclear fallout, terrible set designs. Josiah is a character we like. We haven't seen him after that one episode, or I guess 2 episodes. Padre is going to fall flat. Alicia's like, we're going to war. Like if when you watch the end of season 7, episode 8, it's laughable how Strand and Alicia are standing there in the open with no guns, no nothing, and Strand and the 2 patrol people are on horseback and they have guns. And they could easily just shoot Alicia and Morgan, and it would be over with. But Alicia's like, we're going to war. Another all-out war, right? So is it really going to be season 7B is another war? Because that was really terrible on The Walking Dead. It was one of the worst seasons. Season 7 and 8 are pretty terrible. Alicia's got one arm. Well, she has 2 arms, but, she's got a bone arm thing. It just looks pretty funny. But I don't know. It's just something. Yeah, the spams might be coming out. The spammers might be coming out because of the settings we have here too. But I don't know. It's just crazy to think about the Walking Dead universe, where it's come, where it's gone. After a while, it's just like, just ended already. Like, I was kind of glad World Beyond is done. because we don't have to worry about just the show anymore. It's over. It's done. But again, like, it was getting kind of good at the end of season 1. And then season 2 was a slow burn. And then it was kind of getting good at the end. Again, yet again. So if you take the last 4 or 5 episodes of season 1 and the last 4 or 5 episodes of season 2, you got 10 decent, okay episodes of 20 episodes. So half of the season, half of the series is good. The post-credit scenes were pretty cool. But I was really surprised that everybody survived that was Maine besides Huck. So at the end of The World Beyond, who's still alive? All 4 kids, Hope, Iris, Silas, and Elton. Elton is missing an arm, or his forearm. We picked up Asha. We have Dr. Bennett, Felix, Will, Indira, Elizabeth Kublic. Picked up Jadis on that show. So we're like, man, we got a lot of people left alive. Silas is a CRM soldier. How's that going to fit? So, like, it was supposed to end in 2 seasons. But there was really no conclusion to it. We found out about the green gas that Huck destroyed. They took out the campus colony in Omaha. We never met Major General Beale. Like, Major General Beale has nothing to do with Fear the Walking Dead or The Walking Dead. If there are no movies, which people love to say every day, the movies aren't happening, bro. They're not happening, bro. So when they come on and when they actually happen, what are those people going to say, right? Major General Beale looks to be the villain for that with Jadis. Elizabeth Kublic is locked up in jail. If they're going to do anything with it, I would assume it's going to the Rick movies. Because our group in Virginia, Alexandria, have nothing to do with the Civic Republic. The Commonwealth, unless the Commonwealth is the major connecting thing, the Commonwealth is an outlier, and I'm hoping that the Commonwealth really connects with the Civic Republic and the CRM. Like, it just makes sense that the Commonwealth, but that's like too easy of a connection, and The Walking Dead loves to do things that are difficult, and they don't do things that are easy sometimes. But if Elizabeth Kublic is not connected, if Pamela Milton and Lance Hornsby, one of them, if not both, have any connection with, if they don't have a connection with the Civic Republic, it's a missed opportunity in my opinion. Like, there's no way that the CRM would not know about a huge community, I'm guessing in Ohio. So Ohio has been mentioned a couple times, in the comics. That's where the Commonwealth is. Toledo, Ohio, like he clearly said where it was. To Felix B says, Rick's brother is General Beale. Yeah. General Beale. General Jeff Beale. He changed his name to, down there. So, I don't know. Like, Gimple said that the big announcement is not Rick related. He didn't say that Rick Grimes isn't going to be on the show. That'd be really great if the special guest was Andrew Lincoln. That would be pretty amazing. So if the announcement is something else, like if Talking Dead could totally redeem itself right here if they do this, right? Because you got Morgan, you got Jadis, you got Goldberg, you got Negretti, you got a special guest, plus Chris Hardwick. So Scott Gimple was like, the announcement is not Rick related. So if that's something else, that doesn't mean that Andrew Lincoln could not be on the show. Like, if Andrew Lincoln comes on the show, or if it's pre-recorded, which it probably is, and says, hey guys, we're going to be working on the movies next year. I'm in the States. I've been here to work on the stuff. We're getting the go-ahead, and we're ready to work on it next year, spring 2022. That would be amazing. That would be like, yes! Woo! We would be excited about it, right? I know that would be the best case scenario. That would just be pretty awesome. But, yeah. So Lynn Cantrell is calling it. I'm calling it. It's going to be the actor who plays Dr. Jenner. Again, like I said before, if Dr. Jenner comes on the show as a special guest, That would be so stupid. Like, who cares, Dr. Jenner? Great. You were in season 1 of The Walking Dead, and you got killed off because you blew up the CDC, and that's what it was. And he died there. Unless he went underground, and he's still alive, and he's working in France, and he's working on a cure. No. Great, because he was in the post-credit scene, which is a great connection. But I really wish that was like the end of the first season of World Beyond. Like, not the series finale, but the first season finale. Like, that would be great. That would be a great way. So basically, if the way the series ended was the way the first season ended, then we have the whole second season to go off these tangents and do what it is, right? That would be amazing. But of course not. They stretched it out 2 seasons for it's basically 1 season's worth of story, if that, to get 2 seasons out of it. And the post-credit scene was good. It was good. It was interesting. Now it's not interesting enough to carry another show, another spinoff, another thing, another that. It's good to have been, like, The World Beyond could have talked about that on the show. It could have talked about just different communities, different parts of the world. Like, they could have just elaborated on so much stuff, but they didn't. They chose not to. It's The World Beyond. And it was talking about stuff in the United States, the kids getting out of their comfort zone, beyond their world. And, it's a symbolism and metaphor, whatever you want to talk about. Who cares, right? It's one of those crazy things that they were stepping out of their comfort zone to see the world and to get out there and travel. So, and again, like, I don't know if the special guest is going to be the big news, the big announcement. Like, if the big announcement is connected with the special guest, like, they could be 2 separate things. But again, Gimple being Gimple, he had crowd control and had to, like, put something out there. He's like, well, it kind of blew up a little bit. Yeah, because you didn't know if you're saying that you're going to have a huge announcement and a special guest on Talking Dead, that it's going to blow up a little bit. I guess they put the feelers out. Like, do people still care about? Do they still care about, like, the universe here? Do they still care about things? Right? Let me put this out there. Huge announcement coming. Let's see. Oh, fans are attacking him on Twitter, or saying, I don't know if it's attacking the right word, but if they're, like, commenting a lot about him on Twitter and this and that and trying to feel stuff out, and they're like, if it's not a big news about Rick, what else is there? That's a great question, but I just don't know. Where did I see Genie's special guest is Scott Gimple telling us he's stepping down? That would be awesome. I really hope the special guest is not Gimple. So, I mean, all they have to say is they have to say, like, a couple things, like, and get the people interested. Give an update about Rick, any Walking Dead news. Like, I don't care about Dead in the Water, about the submarine. Great, who cares? We already seen where it ends. Like when you go back in a story and you already saw the ending, it's really not that great. But if you go into tangents that are different, they explain things, and there's different connections, that usually is much better perceived too. So, I don't know. It's one of those things where Dead in the Water, it may be okay. The Carol and Daryl show, okay. Are we getting, Tales of the Walking Dead information? So hopefully you guys, if you saw my video about the Rick Grimes brother stuff, Jeff Grimes, if they do anything with Jeff Grimes, remember, the show is the show and the comics are the comic. But if they did anything, it would be the best thing to do would be on Tales of the Walking Dead. I think Tales of the Walking Dead would be the way to expand in a meaningful way the Walking Dead universe. Like, I don't care about some aspects of it that they're probably going to go on. Like Tales of the Walking Dead. I think it's 6 episodes, right? And like, it could be 6 of the stupidest episodes, right? Like, there could be one about Lori Grimes that I've heard could be a thing about it. Morales, and then a couple characters that we've never met before. Like, we don't need any more characters except if they connect with characters that we know already. I would love to see the Abraham story there with Fear of the... Like, if Abraham and Daniel met on Tales of the Walking Dead, that would be amazing. It wouldn't be like this great big thing, but it would be really cool. So, we'll see. John Rod, Carol and Daryl show not happening. 100. Daryl is filming multiple movies. If he's under contract with The Walking Dead, he can do that. And again, they're not filming the Carol and Daryl show till next year. You can film what? Okay, John. What movies is Daryl Dixon, Norman Reedus filming? Multiple movies. Give me the multiple movies, and when they're filming, the production dates, and all that stuff. Besides Boondock Saints 3, right? Which is probably going to film in Georgia. I'm going to assume if he's going to film anything, they will be filmed in Georgia along with stuff there too. So again, it happens every time. Like, Jeffrey Dean Morgan filmed this movie. Is he done playing Negan? This character is going to film this. Are they done playing this? This character's here. How can they do both? Well, they've been doing that every year. Every year it happens. There's Madison talk every year. Before Morales came back, every year was Morales. Every year it's always the same stuff. How can they do this? How can, Lauren play on The Walking Dead and also be in Eternals? Well, she did. Like, you can do that. Like, you can definitely do those things. It's crazy to think that people think that it can't be done. You can, especially if you have a minor role in movies. If you're not the star of the movies, you can be in a bunch of different things. It just happens. Especially if you film in the same state. You can film a lot of different things too. So you have plenty of time to film a bunch of different stuff. I don't even know how many episodes the Daryl and Carol show is going to be about. Like, is it going to be 6 episodes? 10 episodes? Is it going to be 10 and 10? Because I would assume it's going to be 2 seasons. Just like World Beyond. They're going to stretch it out 2 seasons. And if they do, it would probably be a lower episode count. You're probably just going to copy what Marvel's doing on Disney Plus. Or Disney's doing on Disney Plus with the Marvel shows. 6 episodes, 8 episodes, done. For sure. Exactly, Xmas Girl 304. I haven't heard anything except Boondock Saints 3 for Norman Reedus. Now, the big thing would be, unless they do it for Daryl, is if Daryl gets a haircut. If he, buzzes his hair down, shaves his hair down, if he gets a massive haircut, and they don't incorporate it in the show somehow, some way, sometimes that's a telling thing. That's why when you're looking at Andrew Lincoln's facial hair, they're like, uh-oh, clean shaven. Did they shave him in the Civic Republic? We still don't know what the B's are. A's are definitely test subjects. We finally got that answered. B's could be a multitude of things. Soldiers, workers, people that have been rehabilitated, they have jobs. It could be a bunch of different things too. So we'll have to see. Mike Allen says, I want to see Boondock Saints 3. I do too. I like, the first 2 movies. Sean Patrick Flannery and Norman Reedus are really great. There's a movie also that I saw recently with Sean Patrick Flannery. He does it. It's a movie that he does, because Sean Patrick Flannery does jiu-jitsu and MMA training, and he's really involved with that. But I forget what the movie's called, but he stars in the movie, and it's about a guy who's a MMA fighter who goes over to Saudi Arabia or somewhere in the Middle East and fights for money. And it's kind of an interesting story, and I think it's a true story, well, some of it at least. And it's pretty cool to see Sean Patrick Flannery. I didn't know that about him. He's really into MMA and jiu-jitsu. It was pretty cool. AMC The Walking Dead at the PT channel. I truly think Fear is setting up Alicia and Strand's deaths. I think Alicia will be a goner in the 100th episode and will take Strand out with her. The pickup Strand ripping off foreshadow. The pickup Strand ripped up foreshadowing. I think so too. I think I've always said before this season started that Alicia is going to be done this season. With Alicia Debnam Carey said, she's in Australia a lot of the time this year. So I would assume that she's done. As for Coleman Domingo, who plays Strand, I don't know what they're going to do with that character. So if we lose Alicia and we lose Strand, who's left from the original cast besides Daniel? Dun, dun, dun. Nobody. So if Alicia and Strand get killed off in season 7, which I kind of believe they will, then Morgan brings everybody back to, Virginia. Well, filmed in Georgia, but takes place in Virginia in the story, which you could have people you could go back to Hilltop and do stories with that, and because that's on the studio, you could do it too. Yeah. Olivia says Born a Champion, it's called. Yeah, I think that's about right. I can't remember what it's called, but it's Sean Patrick Flannery, MMA, jiu-jitsu stuff. So that's the movie, got to look into it. And it's pretty good. Sean Patrick Flannery's a good actor. It's pretty cool to see, too. And it's a big story about him, too. So let's see. Xmas Girl Q&A. Do you think Kublick will end up as a test subject? I don't think so. I mean, that's pretty stupid for that character to be a test subject. Like, remember when we saw the post-credit scene? Well, the multiple post-credit scenes with World Beyond and Dr. Belshaw, and there was like the doctor from Portland who was a test subject, and they're like, Rick is a test subject. Confirmed. Rick is a test subject. And then it's like panning out, and Dr. Belshaw has the other post-credit scene, and she's like, test subject, TS, whatever. And then it's like, oh, we have modified walkers, variant walkers, different walkers, improved walkers. Yeah, you can hear it. They're grunting. They're stronger. They're faster. And you're like, that didn't happen either on that show. It came later on at the end of the series, but I didn't really see any of that at all happening with that. We didn't get that there. So Rick wasn't a test subject. People thought it. And it just was one of those things where none of those things came to fruition. So if you put Rick as a test subject, he's a walker. Done. Elizabeth Kublick, she's a test subject. She's done. It doesn't make sense to have that because there's so much story left for Elizabeth. So if Elizabeth Kublick was arrested by Jadis and was basically the villain for the first part, and then her really story fizzled off, what's left for the character? To go against Major General Beale and Jadis and get revenge and then die trying to take down the Civic Republic. Or trying to help out because Huck is dead and, she could do stuff to go that. So she could turn in from a villain to a good guy. And we know that she struggled with the decision to take out the campus colony, with the column, with all that. She cried about it. She was upset about it. We saw that. She was drinking. She was looking at the plans. She looked at that. It brought up stuff. And she broke down. Barca was a soldier. She basically sent him to become a test subject. So it's just something that I could see that happening more of that too. Like once you kind of paint yourself in a corner, like as a writer, and I can just speak from myself. Speaking of that, Fight for Us is going strong on Amazon and Kindle. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. But in 100 Days, Part 3, I am done 6 chapters right now, so I'm a third of the book done. I just wrote my 6th chapter this morning. And I wanted to get 6 chapters done here. And then I'm trying to get as much done written this year to get the story down and then carry it over to next year and do that. But when you write things, you can write whatever you want. You can write that the character woke up and here and went training and went for a jog and got in his car and drove over here and went to his weapons locker and took all the weapons out and then left. And then you can write whatever you want. But the moment you write your character into a corner, or there's different things that the character can only do, like the character lives or dies, is saved or not, you can't really do anything with that. So I agree with the idea of having things open-ended to a point, but then you have to really take these characters down a tangent. Now, you have the split where they could go, whether you're going straight, and then you can go make a left, and then come back on the same path, or they go become a hero, a villain becomes a hero, vice versa. And I would assume that people like the idea, like the one thing that jumps out to me, if you've ever seen Game of Thrones, is the Hound, or even Negan. And we'll go with Negan, because Negan was a villain the first time we saw him, right? He was. People know Negan from the comics, but Negan is a villain. He comes out, takes out 1, 2 of our characters, then is defeated, captured, rehabilitated, comes back around, helps Alexandria, saves the day, takes out Alpha. So a villain becomes a hero. He's still a villain. Is he an anti-hero? Is this? But it's you and some people now, they like Negan. When you first saw him, you didn't like Negan, right? I don't know. So the idea with the post-credit scene, guys, there's been a lot of talk about France, the 2 teams, Spain, the gunman takes out the walker, or takes out the scientist lady who looks like she's connected with the Civic Republic. She's looking at the drives and looking at there. Dr. Jenner comes on, and it's a big thing that was she is the variant going to get to the United States? Is the variant already in the United States? Now, is the variant making the walkers harder to die? Because she was a person, got shot. People are like, she was shot in the head and came back still as a walker. Well, she's not like a superhuman person. She still died. So she was killed, came back as a walker. So I don't know about the headshot thing or whatever. Either way, it's so far away that it's done. It's not really specific. But either way, she dies, comes back. She's faster. She's banging on the door. People think she's talking. And it's kind of cool if it was done years ago. Again, at the end of the first season of The World Beyond, it would have been so much better. Oh, variants. Oh, okay. And then Walking Dead season 11 could include them. So could Fear. So could stuff, you know. Still waiting on the major connection or the minor. I guess it's a small connection. He didn't say major. There was a connection with The World Beyond and Fear the Walking Dead. Still don't know what it is. Hopefully it's explained by Matthew Negretti, or Matt Negretti. I keep wanting to call him Matthew, but Matt Negretti. He's on Talking Dead tonight. So my guess is that it's Alicia as the special guest person. A lot of people think it's going to be Dr. Jenner. Well, again, because the show is not The World Beyond Talking Dead. It's Fear the Walking Dead Season 7, Episode 8, and World Beyond Series Finale. So it's kind of crazy to think about what's going to be for what it is. I don't know when Talking Dead's on tonight. If it's on AMC tonight, I'm guessing it's after both episodes, and then it's on. So it'll be on later tonight, which, you know, I'm not going to watch because I got to get up early and go to work tomorrow. But I'm sure it's going to spread like wildfire for it. But my guess is that it's Alicia Debnam Carey. The big news won't be anything great. It'll be, and I hope I'm wrong, I would love for it to be Andrew Lincoln. I would love for it to be some sort of Rick movie news. Some sort of news. We don't need more spinoffs. But the way it's being said, we'll see. I mean, when Gimple's talking about stuff, I don't know. I mean, we'll have to see what happens with the future of The Walking Dead. And if they stretch it out, like a lot of people have made the great points here, when you stretch it out too much, it's not doing the same thing it was. It's not the same thing with the properties of the original show is so great because it wasn't watered down, it wasn't spread so thin, and it was like a great thing we were going with it. The more spinoffs, the more money, the more problems, the more budget, the more this, the more, you know, it's just everything. You know, it's just a lot of problems and factors have come for it. I'm gonna be glad that when we get the news and we finally get to see what the big announcement is. And hopefully we get more announcements and they're good. But again, we're supposed to get the Dead in the Water stuff with the submarine, Tales of the Walking Dead, possibly a villain spinoff, which is kind of cool, but I hope none of those things are the huge announcement. I hope there's several announcements, actually. I hope there's announcements about the announcements, other announcements about those announcements. There's so much news coming out that it's great. I hope there's a preview special, comes out later this year or next year. I hope we get another trailer for The Walking Dead Season 11. And I hope they give us some update about the Rick Grimes movie news. But it's really cool that Andrew Lincoln, at the same time this is going on, is in the United States too. So, hey Shannon, all is good. Hope you're doing well too with the family and everything. We're making it. I celebrate Christmas. So 3 weeks from now, 20 days from now, we'll be celebrating. Also, my birthday is around Christmas, so it's always a good time. And I'm super excited for the end of the year. I'm excited about December. I'm a big fan of December and what we have going on at the end of the year to get to next year. And, you know, it's my father-in-law's birthday and then my birthday and my friends' birthdays and then Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and then relatives. It's all good too. So, but that's my take on everything. Unfortunately, I don't have any news about it. Nothing is confirmed about it just yet. I just hope there's some good, concrete, legit news that comes out. It's not left ambiguous. Like, this and this is happening. Here's the date. Here's what we're trying to do. This is what we're trying to work on it. And this is going to happen there. But we'll have to see. Anytime there's big announcements or there's big setups and big there, we kind of build it up in our minds. And we're like, what's it going to be? What's it going to be? And I don't know. it just falls flat. It just falls short, and it doesn't really too. And our stance, guys, here in the chat, I always ask the question, does The Walking Dead build up a lot of things and they fall flat? So the build up is bigger than the actual, payoff too. So now, Mark, I haven't broken into my 40s yet. I'm getting close, but not there yet. But there you go, guys. That's my time. That's my hour. Enjoy tonight's episodes if you haven't seen them yet. If you see Talking Dead tonight, I'll be posting videos all this week about it. Again, I can't really watch the episodes tonight because I got to get up early about, different, there's a lot of patients this week because it's getting crazy with all the patients that we got, a lot of snowbirds coming down to Florida. But ultimately, guys, like, share, subscribe, let me know your thoughts, post your comments below, and I'll be posting videos all this week. And remember, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself, you can do it. It's about love, support, staying positive, making memories. Keep working hard, you can achieve things. Happy holidays, guys. I know it's about 20 days away for Christmas, but if you celebrated, Kwanzaa or Hanukkah or whatever it's coming up for you guys, and I know some stuff just ended, so be safe, be sound. I'll see you next week.